Ranganathan? Dr. Anand Ranganathan,
Yes.
does Akashdeep Muni have a point?
Yes, no, he might have a point, but I cannot seem to relocate it. The point I'm trying to make here is twofold. I respect Dr. Saab, but he's gone on a tangent. The debate is the rampant vandalism and hooliganism of AAP as well as BJP members. I'm not talking of Congress members because वो तो है ही नहीं, किसी भी parliament या किसी भी assembly में वो आजकल होते नहीं है. Dr. Muni, will you please shed some light on the MLA, AAP MLA and your respected friend Miss Atishi Marlena, who is saying chappal pheko? The same person 3 years ago was saying आंखें बंद करके गुंडों को select करो. मुझे लगता है आपने वही किया है. You have no words of condemnation for that, doctor. You disappoint me, sir.
Well, Chappal Pheko was said. I'll allow you to answer that, Akashdeep Muni. But first, we are getting call-ins and viewers are calling us. R.C. Sharma calling in from Panchkulam, Gargi from Delhi and Anil from Delhi. Mr. Anil, good evening. What's your question and to whom?
I have a question for all these people who are creating a ruckus in the assembly. Where is the COVID norms? First of all, no masking, nothing at all. This is just setting an example to a general public that you are not a public servant or something like that.
Well said, Mr. Anil. Ms. Gargi, your question.
My name is Gayatri. Good evening, Navika ji.
Good evening, ma'am.
Happy New Year to you. It is a really shameful act, Navika ji, because we are paying so much of money for the tax, and these people are spoiling all the things in the podium.
Absolutely. We are paying taxpayers' money is wasted today because mics have been broken, tables have been broken, chairs have been broken, the place has been vandalized, and that too by corporators. Good evening, Mr. R.C. Sharma. Thank you for joining us from Panchkula. What's your question?
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. What I would try to say is that we have heard a lot about AAP, that they lie and they do the wrong promises, but whatever they have shown themselves today on the screen is a very, very shameful, and people of the country, they should be fully aware in future while voting that whom to vote and why to vote. Because this type of behavior of these people, that will not take the country forward, and it is very, very dangerous.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. Mr. S.K. Kapoor from Ludhiana also calling in. Good evening, Mr. Kapoor. What did you make of what went on in the corporation election today for the mayor?
Good evening, Navika. It was really pathetic and shameful to see the scenes in the MCD house in Delhi. Really frustrating. What the elected representatives, even the MLA, directing
Akashdeep Muni, maybe you should answer Mr. S.K. Kapoor and the two callers before him that demonstration of this kind of gundaism was on display. Would you want to respond?
I totally agree with Gargi ji. And I totally agree with all the callers who have called here. Breaking down constitutional figures everywhere. This is a fashion in BJP.
Okay.
Tell me,
only the BJP was breaking. Venkatesh calling in from Bengaluru. Do you think the BJP was at fault, or do you think the Aam Aadmi Party was at fault? Where do you stand, Mr. Venkatesh?
I think they sab ek hi thali ke chatte bate hain. In my generation, if you would ask a bunch of youngsters, very few would actually volunteer to become a politician. I have a son who's 24. I had to literally drag him to cast a vote the last time. I said, notai say beta, tu notai kar. When he sees such scuffles and such nonsense happening, he says, why should I even waste my time going to the polling booth? That is a sad state of affairs today, and it's really, really very sad. And I wish that these politicians, they would have shown an equal amount of passion, if we can call it that, to tackle the serious problems that Delhi faces, like pollution, etc. Wahan pe josh dikhao na. Yahan kyun maramari hai? Because there is this mad lust, bloodthirst for power, so that they can, use the money for their own purposes.